The Jewish people have this hope and this anticipation for this Messiah, this Son of David who would come and would rescue the people, would redeem them, and would rule, not just over the Jewish people, but would rule in this way over all the earth. And when Jesus arrives into the city of Jerusalem, they're shouting Hosanna in the highest. They're calling him King, Son of David, another term attached to this Messiah one. And he's crucified. Today is the day we, in a way, celebrate the crucifixion of Christ. And this whole story of him being arrested and tried and crucified is just filled with irony. And as I was reading this week, I came across this section in John. Jesus is crucified, nailed to a cross, and Pilate writes the charge for his death and attaches it above his head. And it's written in 3 languages, and the charge is that he is King of the Jews. And as the Jewish people walk by, they see it, and some of the Jewish leaders come to Pilate, and they say, you got to change the charge. He's not King of the Jews. Can you make it say rather, this man said, I'm King of the Jews? And I love what Pilate says here, because Pilate didn't want to kill Jesus. He tries to, set Jesus free. He washes his hands of Jesus' death. Everything he's doing is to appease the Jewish people, but they ask him, can you change the verbiage? Can you make it say, he said, he's King of the Jews, not us? And Pilate turns and he says to them, what I have written, I have written. And you might say, what's the point? Pilate saying, I'm not changing the charge. The charge is, he's King of the Jews. You even said he was King of the Jews. Your people were shouting that when he was coming into the city just a few days ago. That's the charge. And here's the irony. Pilate doesn't view him as King of the Jews, but Jesus is the King of the Jews. Here's the irony. They want to change it where they wanted to say, well, only Jesus thinks he's King of the Jews. But by his death and his resurrection, he shows himself as approved of the Lord. He is not just the King of the Jews. If they changed it, they should maybe change the title to King of the Universe, because that's who he was. As we look to this day, the day that we remember his crucifixion, the King of the universe, John starts out the gospel narrative of saying, in the beginning was the Word that spoke all things into creation, is crucified. The one crucified hanging on that cross is not just the King of the Jews. He is the King of all people. And we should be grateful that his work as King accomplished something we could never accomplish.